Northern Germany, May 1945. The Third Reich has collapsed. Roads are filled with refugees, demobilized troops, and men trying to disappear into the noise of defeat. At a checkpoint near a bridge, a small British security unit inspects papers and searches for high-value fugitives. 3 men approach. They look ordinary. Long coats, tired faces, travel-worn boots. One of them is short, balding, and wears a black eye patch. His documents say he is a low-ranking sergeant. The soldiers study the papers. Something feels wrong. The stamps look too fresh. The story sounds practiced, and the man's hands don't match a life of hard marching. The soldiers don't know it yet, but this is not an ordinary prisoner. The man is Heinrich Himmler, the head of the SS, one of the central architects of Nazi terror and mass persecution. For years, his agencies enforced repression across occupied Europe. Now, in the final days, he is trying to pass as nobody. Himmler did not look like a battlefield commander. He was an administrator, quiet, methodical, obsessed with systems. Under his authority, the SS grew into a powerful security empire. The machinery of repression became organized, recorded, and enforced with bureaucracy. By 1945, as Germany fell apart, he believed he could still negotiate his future, imagining the Western Allies might see him as useful against the Soviet Union. That belief was a dangerous illusion. His name was already among the most wanted. In April 1945, with Berlin encircled, Himmler made moves to save himself. Through intermediaries, he explored partial surrender terms to the West while continuing resistance in the East. When word reached Hitler, the reaction was immediate. Himmler was dismissed and labeled a traitor. Suddenly, he had no protection from the collapsing regime and no place in its future. Himmler tried to vanish. He altered his appearance, replaced his uniform with rough clothing, and used forged identity papers. He moved with 2 aides and attempted to blend into the flood of defeated personnel moving north. But disguises are never perfect. Small details betray people, how they carry themselves, how others treat them, what they expect from authority. British intelligence had practical screening rules. Certain police or security stamps on documents were immediate red flags. At the checkpoint, the soldiers weren't hunting a famous face. They were following procedure, and the suspicious sergeant was ordered into a vehicle and transported to a detention and screening camp near Lüneburg. Still, no one at the checkpoint celebrated. They believed they had detained an unusual but minor figure. At the camp, an officer noticed something subtle. The eye-patched man was treated with quiet deference by the others. They carried items for him. They stayed close. That kind of respect doesn't usually attach to a simple sergeant. He was brought in for questioning, and there, the disguised man made a choice. Either maintain the cover story or gamble that his name still carried power. He removed the eye patch. He put on wire-rimmed glasses. Then he spoke plainly. He identified himself as Heinrich Himmler. He appeared to expect a different response, special treatment, negotiation, a sense of status. And what he received was administrative certainty. To the British, he was not a figure to bargain with. He was a detainee to be secured, searched, and processed. High-ranking prisoners were often known to carry concealed poison. The British response was immediate: thorough search, medical check, and constant supervision. The goal was simple: keep the prisoner alive for formal justice and testimony. Officers wanted accountability through legal process, not private endings. Despite precautions, Himmler concealed a second capsule. During the medical check, it was discovered too late. He used it, and within minutes he was gone. For the British, it was not a victory moment. It was frustration. They wanted a courtroom, evidence presented publicly, and a record that could not be denied. Instead, or they face the reality that some perpetrators tried to escape legal reckoning at the last moment. A marked grave could have become a symbol for extremists. The decision was made to bury the body in an unmarked location with secrecy and no ceremony. The intent was prevention, no monument, no site of worship, no future rallying point. His story ends not with a grand final scene, but with bureaucracy, the same cold system he believed he could command, now applied to him without emotion. History rarely delivers perfect endings, but it does leave records, and the record of what the SS did would not disappear with one man